Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Elspeth and my business is emarketingcopywriter.com, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about me before we dive right into profiting from your passions. I was raised in Bradford County, Pennsylvania, and any of you that know that area know that there were more cows than people. And so I was raised by a stay-at-home dad before it was cool. He was a little bit of a lumberjack. He used to hang our clothes on the line to dry. Just a really great guy, but he was my role model growing up. We used to picnic on this big log that spanned across a creek in our backyard. It was amazing. I've been a self-supporting entrepreneur for over 7 years. I started in 2008. I left my full-time job as a paralegal, and I joined a startup corporation where if I didn't sell, I didn't eat, okay? So you learn really quick what works and what doesn't. And so when my business partner and I split ways in 2011, I got to take what I loved about sales and business and marketing and pull it into my next career, which was, for me, copywriting and sales copywriting. And so I knew that I didn't want overhead. I didn't want a business. I didn't want a team, a big team that I had to support, because guess what? Everybody got paid before I did. And, I wanted to work in my yoga pants with a purring cat on my lap. So eMarketing Copywriter was kind of a culmination of my expertise in sales and marketing pulled into a lifestyle business that has been able to support me. Over the next few coming weeks, on October 11th, I will be launching the Ultimate Sales Copywriting Handbook, and I will be teaching heart-centered entrepreneurs and bloggers how to do sales copywriting for their business. Everything from, your about pages, which, gosh, how many hours do you spend struggling to figure out what to write in your bio, right? So this will resolve that for you. Lots of great free webinars coming up. Make sure you check out emarketingcopywriter.com. I'd love to have you join me. And beyond everything else that I will tell you today, it is important that you understand you deserve to profit from your passions. From the time you are very small, you watch your parents go off to a job and they come home and they're exhausted and they complain about their boss and their coworkers, and can you believe that they had the deadline today and they're so stressed out. Your life doesn't have to be that way. You have everything that you need right inside of you to learn how to profit from your passion. So today, I'm going to teach you 9 ways to use your blog to create a profit from your passion. Does that sound good? Yes. So according to WordPress.com, the total new blogs in 2014, 18,300,771. And if anybody did the math real quick, that's 49,997 new blogs per day. Do you think that you're going to have a little bit of competition out there? A little bit? So it is no longer enough for you to have a parenting blog, a gardening blog, a restaurant blog, a food blog. You have to do something unique right from the start. The number one rule of profiting from your passion is that you need to pick a blogging niche. You need to be the international beer expert on IPAs. You need to dig deeper and be a gluten-free mama that's going to only talk about how to live in a household with allergies. You need to become the purple carrot gardening lady and talk about how to grow purple carrots from scratch. And let's look at this a little bit deeper, because there was a theory by Kevin Kelly. And Kevin Kelly from Technium told us 1,000 true fans, and he was talking about the music industry and how musicians could learn to earn a living from the music that they were producing. And he said that if you have only 1,000 true fans that you can ask to pay you $100 per year, you will earn $100,000 per year. Does that sound like a pretty decent salary to anyone else? So here's the other great news. There are 7 billion people in the world, 7 billion. Do you think that out of 7 billion people, you can find 1,000 true fans to support your unique niche blog? I think you can. So what if your blog had, just imagine with me, go on this little journey, 1,000 true fans that each paid you $10 a month. You would earn $120,000 a year from your blog. How many of you spend $10 on lunch for one day of the week? How many of you have $10 in your pocket right now that you wouldn't hand to someone to learn how to be a better runner or which IPA you should order at your favorite bar? So where we're going to start with this theory is that you can create a membership site specific to your niche. And when you do this, you're going to specifically look for those people who are interested in the same thing you are. And that's why that niche is so important again. Memberships for premium content are possible. So when you write a blog, you think free, right? There's a million free recipes out there on the internet. That's fine. Give away all the free you want. But where we get a little bit special here when we start asking people to give us $10 is when we ask vendors for first-time buyer discounts. Give value to your members, and in turn, they will give you $10 a month. So go to the people that make compost bins and say, I've got a purple carrot gardening blog. Will you give my people a 10 or a 20% discount? They will do it because they get a new client and you get them into your community. Turn your old blogs into more detailed blogs. And more as I'm writing, I'm getting requests from clients to write super blogs. These are 1,500 word, just incredibly detailed blogs that give screenshots, specific examples, supporting research, links. So give that to your people. In your free blog, you talk about the soil conditions of how to grow the perfect carrot. In your detailed blog, you talk about the nitrogen composition of the soil and break it down so that they are, again, gaining a huge value from you. Create member-only printable graphics. Have a Tuesday tip where it's a funny little cartoon. Do something funny that just engages your members and makes them interested in like, ha ha ha, did you see that thing they sent over? And finally, sponsor a forum or a group to encourage engagement. You are going to see this all over the internet, but here's the good news. It's free. You cannot argue with free. You can create a free Facebook group. You can create a free LinkedIn group. And you can bring together your community. Now, if you're like me and you're an entrepreneur, finding a like-minded person to connect with is powerful. It's nice. It's amazing. And so having that group as a part of your premium content in itself holds a value of $10 a month for anyone who's part of that niche. And finally, so now we've built a little bit of something, right? We have 1,000 true fans. We created a membership site. Things are starting to move and shake. And we're going to start asking some advertisers to join us. We are going to reach out, but I don't want you to do this just, Home Depot sells compost bins. I want you to think bigger, outside of the box, and wider. And make a list of everyone related to your specific niche that might be interested in advertising with you. And I want you to go to them, and I want you to tell them that you have a value of 1,000 true fans, and the rest of your audience who's probably just perusing your free content that would like to get to know them. And go to these small companies, and don't be afraid to pitch them. Don't be afraid to ask them to please join you and ask them to become advertisers with you. And again, more unique value will be created. If you have a smaller site, we'll say that maybe things weren't off to a running start for you and you're not quite where you want to be. That's okay. Offer more value, because you do have a value when you have a community and when you have a niche and when you have people that follow you and engage with you. So get creative with the value-added options. How many times can you tweet them? Can you write a blog about them? Can you, in that blog, link to other sources that are your community? Can you say to your colleagues, will you please blast out this blog where I talk about the best ever compost bins of my Purple Carrot soil company? And they'll do it. Leverage the size of your social media network. If you have 1,000 Twitter followers, 1,000 Facebook followers, 1,000 people in a private group, then you have a little bit of authority starting to build there, and you should let everyone know, hey, listen, I'm building this, and I'm gonna use my voice to support you in your business because you support me in my blog. And finally, position yourself as an authority. It's really easy for us to say, I'm just a blogger, I'm just a writer. You're not. You are the expert on the niche that you have built a community for. So when you go forward with the people who have surrounded you to support you, you are an authority to them in the topic of your blogging niche. And so here we are. We have this membership site, we have our niche, we've gone out and we've asked for some advertisers, and now it's time for us to create joint ventures. Joint ventures are by far the easiest, fastest way to expand your community hugely. Start by getting to know your colleagues and competitors. Say to them, hi, I have a Purple Carrot blog. You have a gardening blog. How big is your list? This is how big my list is. Can we get together and do a webinar? And overnight, in just one event, you could double the size of the audience you reach. Ask for the opportunities you are seeking. And I was at a business conference, and I had a very successful coach look me right in the eye, and he said, what is your desired outcome? And I stuttered because I never thought of it that way. I said, what do you mean my desired outcome? I'm here to meet people. I want to rule the world. And he said, that's not enough. He said, you need to ask yourself in every networking function that you do, in every meeting you attend, what is my desired outcome? So I am looking to be a podcast guest. If any of you know podcasters, please contact me on emarketingcopywriter.com. And tell the world what opportunities you want for yourself, because people cannot give you what you do not ask for. And finally, in my first few years of business, I noticed something. I noticed that you can give and give and give, and some people don't give back because they don't get it. So I would say, here's your referral, and I wanted to help everybody because I wanted them to rule the world too. And they didn't understand that, just like the law of attraction, what you give is what you get back. So when you're thinking about who has helped you and who has given you a step up, you have to always remember that give equal to what you get. If someone helps you, even if you're just stuck on a tech issue and they spend 20 minutes on the phone with you sorting out how to get your WordPress opt-in up, make sure that you remember to play it forward and give 20 times of your love and your mentorship to somebody else. And so that will just continue to create a desirable flow for you in your life and in your business. And so let's move on, because we look at more ways to profit from your passion. I promised you 9. So number 1, we picked a niche. We said, what am I going to do better than anybody else, and how am I going to define that, and how am I going to kick butt in it? Number 2, we engaged 1,000 true fans. We reached out in forums on social media, we looked at Facebook groups, we looked at LinkedIn groups, and we started to connect with those people until we found 1,000 out of the 7 billion on the planet who were willing to give us $10 a month. We created a membership site because now we had a couple people following our blog, and we were ready to ask them, will you give me a little bit of money for my premium content? Then we went out to our advertisers and we said, look what I built. I got a membership site. I got 1,000 true fans. I got a niche. Will you come join me and please offer my services to your people, and in return, they'll probably buy from you because I'm going to recommend you. And then we started leveraging with joint ventures. We went to other people and we said, this is what I built, this is my community, and will you do a webinar with me? And you doubled your list overnight. So you are rocking and you are rolling and you got a nice little income. You are getting to the point where you are truly profiting from your passions. Here are a few more ways. Once you have achieved a comfortable, happy place, it's time for your next marketing strategy. You could write a book or a few mini books. And again, this is another way to leverage your authority. And from that book writing, you can go out and ask for more speaking engagements. Let people know that you are ready to talk about your book. It's a very, very popular way that many people make an excellent living, just touring the country, talking about a book that they wrote. You could expand your area of expertise, and Pat Flynn from Planet Money is a great example of this because guess what? He started out, he's a podcaster, and all of a sudden he's a writer, and all of a sudden he's a software technology company. What he did was expanded his area of expertise. He became so big and so popular that he started venturing out into other things. So when you think about what you do, think about how you can go deeper into the topic or go into another area within your topic that is going to allow you to make a market vertical where you're getting more people engaged with what you do and growing bigger through expansion. You could offer coaching and mentoring programs. And so when I talk about this, once you've gained 1,000 true fans, guess what you know how to do? Gain 1,000 true fans. And other people want to know that too. So go ahead, teach them what you learned. And it doesn't have to just be one aspect of your business. It could be anything. It could be blogging, it could be writing, it could be gaining advertisers, how to write to those advertisers. It is a packageable knowledge that you possess, which you can sell to other people. And guess what? If you set it up the right way, it's a residual income source, so you can wake up in the morning with money in the bank while you sleep. Anybody like the sound of that? Finally, sell your blog and plan an exit strategy. So there are dozens of magazines, hundreds, thousands of magazines. There are restaurants, there are food sources, and sometimes when they're looking for new content, they look to popular, well-authorized blogs in order to Pac-Man up that content. It happened to a Philadelphia food blogger. He is now owned by Philadelphia Food Magazine. So guess what he got? He got a big chunk of change for his blog, which was just food and wine focused in the Philadelphia area, and he got a job with Philadelphia Food and Wine Magazine. I'm kind of mad at him. He's a really nice guy. So, but plan that strategy. You cannot wake up one day and say, I want to sell my blog, and start asking for, whatever you think the price is, because valuation can be a little bit difficult in these social media sites. You can't just say that you want to sell. Plan what you want to sell. Know that you want to get out. Get out at the peak when you are the ultimate authority in what you do and you have 1 million Facebook followers really truly engaged with you, because that is when you'll get the most for the quality blog that you've built. I'm going to leave you with one final thought today, because those are your 9 ways that you know how to profit from your passion. And it is this. There is no right or wrong way to profit from your passions. And literally, I've given you 9, but there are hundreds. And they all fall under marketing strategies. And you, in order to make a full-time living, doing what you love and loving what you do, you need to find the right marketing methods, systemize them, and procedure them in a way that fits your lifestyle and your desired outcome. So do not let anyone tell you, you can't do this or you can't do that. Don't ask, can I? Ask, how do I? And you too will quickly learn how to profit from your passion.